Hello, YouTubers. Hello, subscribers. Kisses to all of you. I hope that you're having a wonderful Friday. I am. Little bit is taking a nap, so I don't want her to sleep too long. So if I wake her, I wake her. We got a couple of things going on this weekend that revolves around her. So I'm a little excited because for the last couple of weekends, yeah, it's always about her. Yeah, sorry. She was sick, and then, but thank you guys so much. Little Bit is doing so much better. Thank you for your thoughts, your wishes, and everything. She's doing so much better. She still has a cough, but he said it'll be there, but it's not like it was. So thank you. I want to thank Raquel and Nancy once again for my lovely, beautiful gifts that they sent me. I am so grateful and thankful for them. I am so excited to put them. I got a book. I got a Build-A-Bear for little Kira for us to go build a bear. It's so cute. I love doing that. It's so fun. You guys are such sweetheart. Kisses to you. And thank you to all my lovely subscribers. Okay, let's get to it. So I wasn't going to come on today, but here I am. I felt like my hour-long video is long enough to last like 3 days now because, but when I have something to say, I do want to get on here and say it. So here I am. I got my crown on. All right, let's get to it. Meghan and Harry, the latest, it's the Meghan show. And so basically, all the hype is all about the Kardashians and Meghan's collaboration. Well, when I first heard it, I was like, okay, so I'll believe it when I see it. I said, so until then, I really don't think that that's a conversation. It's like they have, listen, I'm going to say this. Because you can get confused. You can get where you start feeling like, okay, am I being too hard on these two? That's me. Am I being too hard on these two? My sister will say, "Oh, you went in this time," and I'm like, "Yeah, no." But then I think about it, and I think about things like this, like how she constantly is in the news. Page 6 and TMZ is reporting on Meghan and Harry. And I don't know if they're doing it on their big screen because I watch TMZ every day and I don't see these stories. I read the stories, but I didn't see the story on TV. And so that's why I was like, I didn't hear nothing about this Kardashian collaboration. So it blows my mind how she has to constantly be in the news but I really do believe that she wants to get people's opinion. I do. I believe a little bit. I would like to ask Tara by Andy. Tara, is Meghan doing, trying to be in the news? And maybe that's what she was saying today to Tara by Andy, Meghan's ego. But is Meghan trying to get people's opinion about her working with the Kardashians? I mean, if it's true, if it comes to fruition, oh my God, I have so much I gotta say about that. And let me tell you something, it will start a whole new show. A whole new show. It will be called The Meghan Show. Because it will be. Because she is now, if she is planning on being a guest or an appearance or have a talk show or be a housewife or be something. Because she didn't want to be on Andy Cohen because that was probably a little bit too beneath her, being a housewife. I know I switched it. So she was like, well, what about the Kardashians? And then she really doesn't want to because, she has to have this clean image, And the Kardashians, although they're billionaires, they don't have a clean record, I should say. But what gets me is that what Kim did was self-inflicted. She didn't do anything to hurt anyone. She was just having sex with her man, and then her video came out. And that made, oh, who is this? Who is this person? She's beautiful. She was gorgeous. Who is this? Anyway, so it was Kim. And so whatever reason why they became famous, the point is, I think they were destined for greatness anyway. I don't think she needed the tape. She was already hanging out. She was already dating Russell. And I don't know. Anyway, I don't want to go into that. But my point is that it took years for them to build up this reputation that they have. And because people wasn't accepting them in the beginning, and then they grew on you and grew on you and grew on you, you're like, oh, the Kardashians, I love them. But I really feel like the Kardashians are on a different league than Meghan because, and I don't know if this is sounding whatever, but this is me telling it how I see it, is that they work hard. It feels like Kim is always working. Every time I look up, she's somewhere or doing something or somewhere. Always there. And it feels like Meghan is trying to do that now. Parking lots, the trip to here, and then she's been everywhere. Every day you guys see her with a pap picture, and we're analyzing it for some forsaken reason that we need to be analyzing it. You know what? One of my subscribers, I really respect them. I really do. I really do. I'm not going to say their names, but I really do respect their opinion because in the beginning, we were like, no, I don't agree with that. We wasn't agreeing. And we still kind of don't, but we do. But my point is that I really respect their opinion because I feel like they don't want to hate these two. Like, I don't want to hate them. It's not about hating Meghan and Harry. But same thing. We don't like their behavior, but I don't want to get petty. And I don't want to be bullying. I don't want to be that. And I kind of get what Kinsley was saying, but then again, I don't. You see, that's what I'm talking about. When does it become bullying? Because when someone speaks out about their behavior, that will always be confusing to me. Because anyone can say that. But the person that is the queen on bullying is Meghan. She teaches us how to do it. Let's blame it on her. She does it. She blames everything on everyone else. I lost my point. I did. I went into something else. Didn't mean to go into that. But no. I respect everyone's opinion. I respect everybody's comment. I love each and every one of you, and thank you for responding and commenting and hitting like. I really do. I really love the comments. You guys, it's so interesting. Like, I could sit there all day and be like, wow, I could talk to you all day. So back to Meghan. Let's talk about what we want to talk about without me assuming or thinking that some kind of way me saying this about her is anyway bullying, because that is not what we do over here. We are just telling it how we see it. That's it. That's all we can do. Let's get back to the Kim Kardashian thing. because I so much up there. My first thought is it will diminish. It diminishes her royal brand for many reasons. Because now she's going to have to put herself into a situation where, is she going to be comfortable doing it? I don't know. I just feel like Meghan doesn't know what she's doing in Hollywood. She never knew when she was a D-lister, and now that she's become something that could probably be a part of this community, she doesn't even know how to do it or cultivate it or work with it. She may have had a chance if she hadn't have done what she did on the Oprah show, the docuseries, and Spotify, and on and on. But some kind of way, people keep wanting to push her past under the rug like it didn't happen. I did not realize Chrissy Teigen. I don't follow her. I'm not a fan. I'm just not. I didn't hear really good things about her bullying people online. But I didn't care for when I heard the other day what she said about her father. Like, told him to go away. Like, you don't want him to, you suck. And if I was Meghan, I would have been like, listen, I'll handle this. I would have made a statement. I would have said, or whatever. She allowed Chrissy Teigen to say nasty things about her father as if it was okay. That was the point all along. I switched the story. Roll with me. Chrissy Teigen said something about Thomas Markle after he got on TV and did an interview about Meghan, how he wanted to see his daughter. And Chrissy Teigen said that he sucked. And Meghan came out and said nothing. She said nothing. She didn't defend her father. She didn't want to put out a statement saying that, I love my father. I'm dealing with this the best way I can, or something like that. She didn't do anything to come to his rescue, but she wanted everybody to come to her rescue. Her point, her main reason, getting on TV and Oprah and telling us that her father was dead to her, was so Chrissy Teigen can do what she did and talk about her father like that and think it's okay. And obviously Meghan was okay with it because she didn't come out and say anything. She just let it go. She knew exactly what she said. And I believe she wanted that. I believe she wanted her father to have hate mail. I believe she wanted people to not want to talk to her father and treat him as if he was coming after her for her money. Oh, really? It just blows my mind. I'm switching the story. I was watching her walk in the door in front of, go in a door before Harry. He's in the back and she's walking with a briefcase like she was some teacher, like she was finna really do something really powerful. And it was just shameful because she was walking around in the clothes and money and the jewelry and the things that racist family that she called racist had given to her, provided for her. They were providing for her. And then when she felt like she wasn't getting enough, she started complaining and whining and saying, why aren't we getting the same things that they're getting? Because you're not the future queen, idiot. Oh no, I want the same house. I want my kids to have the same. I want the wedding. I want everything the same. I deserve it. What's the difference? But then she goes in there and tries to change the stuff too. No, I'm having my baby in private and I'm not coming out on the steps. It's her baby. It's not the institutions. It's nobody's kids. No one's seen them kids. Have you? Now, this may be taken a little far. But I did see A milk carton. That was sad. You don't see the kids. You don't. You don't see the kids. And so, yeah, we know that those are your kids because you won't let anyone see them. No, that was bad. But that's okay. The kids are with her. Some people don't think that she has any kids. I figure whatever scandal, whatever's going on with that, I don't have proof. I don't know. I don't know if she was carrying him or not. I just believe what they were. I just believe what I saw. A baby in her tummy. And when she came home, there they was. That's it. So I do know that she's keeping those kids from their family. I think that's a big frowned upon. And here's the thing. If she was to go do a show with the Kardashians, I mean, like, how was she going to portray herself? Because it's a reality show. It's not, if this is what I think is going to happen. Because Megan's strategic. Maybe they're going to get her father on there. He'll agree to coming on. They'll meet the daughter for the first time. And the Kardashians come together and try to heal. Because they're all about that. They're all about family. And so it's going to be how? How are they going to get these two? How are they going to get Harry and Meghan on their Kardashians? Are they going to bring the kids too? Or are they going to leave them at home? Is it going to be a fake Kardashian show or is it going to be a real one? Because let me tell you something. I would watch it. And just like Kinsley Schofield said, she would watch it twice. I would watch it several times. Because here, to me, is the moment that you get to actually see what is really for yourself. No cameras. The cameras are there, but she can't fake it. Sorry. And if they do, we'll know and we'll turn it off. Chicka. It's over. This fake show. No, if you want us to watch it, they gotta be real about it. Chris, over there concocting something. I think it's a wonderful idea for them to do that. I wouldn't do it if I was a princess. I wouldn't do it I wouldn't do it. No way, Jose. I don't care. I'll go back to you. That is just too much. Now she's going to add to her resume a reality star because that's what it is. She went from being a D-lister to royalty to a reality star, podcaster, reality star, influencer. The tutor said she's got so many of them and ain't none of them working. None of her ideas, none of the things that she touches, no one's break. If the Sussex squad loves her that much, why isn't they pouring their money into this woman? Buying her books and doing all this other stuff. We're doing it. We got to get the 411. Hold on. Okay, so I was going to do... Here, let's see what she's saying.
Why I think Meghan Markle should embrace the Kardashians on this episode of Kinsey's LA Diaries.
She said why they should. I don't think that they should. And that's me saying that because of their reputation. I just don't think that that's the road she should go down. I think she loses. She the one loses to me on this stage. Because although the Kardashians are wonderful and beautiful, that's a different lifestyle. It's a whole nother lifestyle. It is not. she would have to become. She would have to become that housewife that this is not a, well, she heard Kinsley before when Kinsley told her she needs to put out a statement about Israel. So maybe she'll listen to Kinsley now. I doubt it. Okay. Just a little bit.
You know what they say? The devil works hard, but Kris Jenner works harder. It's the collab that no one asked for, literally not a single soul. But according to Bella Magazine, Kim Kardashian's momager wants the Duke and Duchess of Drama to appear in an episode of Hulu's The Kardashians. Talks are allegedly still in the early stages.
Just so you know, I don't have Hulu, and I haven't watched the Kardashians last 2 or 3 seasons at the end. Not that I mean, it was great, but I got it. You know, I like it every now and then, just seeing them, and then just hearing about whatever they went through, you know, whatever is going on. But I'm not getting Hulu to watch them. Sorry.
However, an anonymous source says it's just a slam dunk for the two families to team up. But Kris doesn't want to push too aggressively too soon. They added, even if it's just a cameo, that's a huge win for Kris. The business side is now in motion and looking very lucrative. Ironically, the source also used the phrase betting them when describing Kris's next steps, betting the Sussexes into her family's inner circle, which does little to distract from Kim's 2004 Cabo tape, if you know what I'm saying. Here's my take. I totally agree that something is brewing, and it's not Meg's clever coffee. It's only a matter of time before we see a Meghan Markle and Kim Kardashian collaboration. SoFi Stadium's Beyonce...
That don't make sense. I never thought that would come together. I never imagined that. Did you guys? Did you ever see Kim and Meghan come together? No, I've never seen them meeting.
The concert was the first time we saw the Queen of Montecito within an arm's length of the Queen of Calabasas. As far as...
I guess she realized really quick who was in charge over there. I do believe that. I do believe Meghan went over there and realized that she wasn't going to be queen of royalty of everything just because you married a prince. No. The Rangers. They're winning. I hope they win. Please. I don't know what I was saying, but let's move on. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. It's... You know, honestly, guys, I would have just took the little money I made, went somewhere, and hoped that would last me forever. But no, she finna be played on the Kardashians. Yeah, I will be tuning into that. I will watch it several times. Like I just said, I want to see her in action. And where are the kids? If she's going to be on an entire show moment, is it just going to be her? I want to see her interact for real, not the fake.
Kim is concerned the Markle-Kardashian collab is long overdue. Keen to newsworthy events, partnerships, and publicity stunts, Kardashian knows that American royalty plus British royalty equals the kind of media madness that would draw out your ex-husband's butt crack on a boat headlines. Plus, did you...
I guess I don't know. I don't know where she got that from. I've never heard that. I'm trying to get back to what she was saying. Jesus. I don't get the fascination. I just said I can't see them going in and out of a restaurant. I don't, maybe they will. I don't know. I mean, Kim is this sexy. As soon as she broke away from Kanye, she went back to her sexiness quick. Took her ownership back because he was trying to change her like he's changing that other little girl that he's his wife, that he's that's doing everything that she tells him to do. That's like Harry and Meghan. Let's talk about that. Kanye and his wife Bianca is like Harry and Meghan. Meghan's Kanye. She tells Harry exactly what to do, and she tries to pretend that she doesn't, but she does. It's such a fact. Well, these are my thoughts, allegedly, and this is for entertainment purposes only. So I guess Bianca is just going to do whatever Kanye tells her to do and don't have a thought in the world. And Kanye's loving that. That don't even sound right. Like, why? I don't want to be nobody's like that. No. She can't even tell. I want to wear this today. No, you're going to wear that. And then you're going to sit down. Oh, no, that's Meghan. I'm going to say this and I'm going to be done with this. Can you believe all these people that's coming out with these memoirs? I guess it's time to come out with your memoir so we can talk about, whatever, the secrets. But here's the deal. I don't know if Harry started a trend and then they were like, oh, I can do a memoir because people have been coming out with it. Brittany, Jada, Will did his. Go on and on and on. But my point is, yours is not going to, it's not going to sell out like Harry's. Because his was in different countries. People were buying it in Spain. They got it first. So I heard. Oh, and hello to my friend in Spain visiting. Oh, so awesome. Okay. Yeah.
See Kim's outrageous grin in the photos next to Meghan's mom at the This Is About Humanity charity event? I've heard
how many charity events have Meghan been on? I guess that one with the Kardashians, they were there. That was one charity she was at. Wherever Meghan goes, she's trying to see who she can hook up with so she can get some deals so she can get back out there because she needs them more than they need her. So they're asking her, okay, this is what we can offer you. That's why Audible is doing something. Maybe they had something going on at the Beyonce concert where they was like, listen, you can do Audible. And then this charity event that, her and her mother was at begging for a job, they were probably like, look, well, we can hook you up, but you got to come on our show. And then we can try to do this as a This is me coming up with how it all went down because Meghan keeps popping up at these places. WME says, listen, you got to get out there, girl, and start working these deals because you don't have anything. Nothing. So maybe she doesn't have a choice but to do, like her and Harry said, well, we didn't have anything, so we had to do Netflix and Spotify and Oprah. No, you didn't have to do that. You could have did it, but you could have did it tastefully. No. Obviously, Netflix and Spotify thought that she was going to bring it. They did. Netflix is still hanging on by a thread. They thought that she was going to bring the content, bring the money, bring the juice, bring the dirt, bring it. And she didn't. It reversed itself. It did something, ooh. And they didn't even get the exclusive. Oprah did. Of course Oprah was. She kept flying over there. Now, what happened? What happened, Meghan? They did what to you? Well, people say you're over here just trying to work on your brand and, that the only reason it was your idea to mix it and this was all you're doing. Now, what sense? Oh, yes, blame it on Meg. Like she was talking to Harry. That's who she thought she was talking to. Oh, there we go. Blame it on Meg again. It is your fault. Look here. Look. Woohoo. It's your fault. Stop pointing the finger. Boom, boom, boom. It's your fault, girlfriend. because you're doing exactly what Oprah said that you were doing. Brandon came over here to brand yourself. You haven't left. Things ain't sticking to the wall. You've been here 5 years. You said, if you don't give anything for 5 years, 5 years, why give it 5 minutes? Well, you've been doing this for 5 years and it's going down. No, you done sped up. You moving to Malibu, or you getting closer to WME. They're gonna help you with your brand, and now you're gonna be on the Kardashian show, and I'm gonna be watching. Everybody will, because I'm gonna be curious to know is how does she actually, what is she's, just unfiltered. If it's filtered, I'm not watching that fake stuff. And people will call it out quickly. Yep. We should be seeing what they can't pretend. Moving on. So anyway, that's what's going on with the Kardashian show. But I don't believe it. I'll believe it when I see it. This is to talk about it.
That is hesitant to align themselves with Kim. Why? The celebrity hierarchy. Reality stars trump influencers. Movie stars trump reality and TV stars. The only thing that trumps a movie star is royalty. Some within the Archwell circle fear that the Kardashians could cheapen that brand.
Yeah, I do think that. I know it will. Because it's a different kind of royalty altogether. You have the Kardashians that are in their own royalty of themselves. They are the royalty of the United States. Let's just put it that way. Let's just give them that. Okay? Since they are the real dynasty. Then you take Meghan, that was supposed to be, she is not that. She is a royal by marriage. And that doesn't put her in the same bracket as them. And then when you mix the two, it's like oil and water. I don't know how else to describe it. And maybe you guys can break it down. Maybe I'm not saying what I'm supposed to say and should say it, but I don't know. What do you think? Kinsley seems to think.
I think Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have done enough to cheapen their brand. The crass Netflix curtsy, Meghan's baby bottle skit, Elizabeth Arden crane wear. Meghan Markle could learn a lot from Kim Kardashian.
That doesn't mean to diminish it even more. It means to try to fix it. Stop what you're doing right now, trying to reach to the top of somewhere that don't exist. And deal with, stop that. That's what I want to say so bad. Just stop. Everybody is saying that. Stop. Shh. Go. Be quiet for a moment. Come back. And then we'll be like, oh, a fresh you. No. She's still out there. Her Titanic has sank, in my opinion. It's over. One of my subscribers said that she's not canceled. I think she is, in a sense, because she's digging for work. She's digging for people to help her. She's digging for the people that she thought was going to be falling at her feet is not doing that anymore. And now she's not getting these $1 million deals. So I think her work ethic and that particular piece of it is broken, especially with Spotify and Netflix. So that could hurt. People canceling her. Yeah, I think she's been canceled in a sense where, if you think about it, yes, some of us is talking about Meghan and whatever. And then some do whatever, but everybody is talking about it. And most of it is negative. Most of it is it could stem from past things that she's done that people just do not like her. Now, I feel like if I got a better understanding, I was telling my husband this, so I feel like if I got a better understanding of her in this reality show, that maybe it'll put some pieces to the puzzle. You know, I don't know, but I can't imagine her doing it. I can't. This is this is wishful thinking where Kinsley's hoping and wishing that this is going to happen. It will diminish her brand because it will expose you even the more. We'll see it. It will expose her. She doesn't want people to see that. Keep that hidden because enough of it, there it is. Enough of what she does is already in the light. Pushing Harry, making him, putting him in the back, belittling him, saying things that she shouldn't say. The one and silly stuff, diminishing him. And will it get worse? I'm just saying. That's why, I think it will diminish her brand. I think it will show something that the Sussex squad probably is not going to want to see. They're going to be like, ugh. I accidentally rolled up over there at the Sussex squad. Ugh. It just, the way that they praise her is not even healthy. It's not even healthy. That is not, let me say something. That ain't even healthy. It was almost like, it was, I ain't never seen nothing like that. And it was boring. I was bored. I fast forwarded. Anyway, I was over there for a few minutes and I was about to say something and I was going to ask a question and I forgot what I was going to ask them, but it was almost like they was putting her up on this little pedestal and she was like this goddess and they were praising her. She's so beautiful. She's so gorgeous. Oh, look at, her. I mean, it was goo gaga. Oh my God. I said, I can do this all day. Then, so he was showing, I think this was Ernest, if I'm not mistaken. It's funny. It's just weird. It's weird. I really don't think this is squad. I don't think it's this huge community. I know that she wishes that she had this huge community, but she doesn't. You know what? It'd be really good to see her. Okay, let's hear a few more minutes about this, and then let's talk about them getting a place in the UK.
No one knows how to turn a PR nightmare into monetization quite like Kim K. Okay, we're going to address this scandal head on, the Cabo tape. Let's pretend that we believe wholeheartedly that Kim and Ray J's romp was leaked and not a morally inept marketing tool used to turn Kim from a closet cleaner to a Vogue vixen.
No, Kim did that by herself. She grew through the ranks. She understood it. And now she's this powerhouse. Listen, I'm going to move on from Kinsley. I got one more video. Hold on. Okay, so let's see what he has to say about this. Them going over there to the UK, which Meghan is never going back. And if they do get a home, they're not paying for it. They're going to want Charles to pay for it, something stupid like that. Or they just want to pretend like they're still relevant and that King Charles want them over there. And they don't.
Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Harry and Meghan are considering a return to the UK. Could we really be about to see a reversal of Megxit? Here to talk about this and all things royal is Matt Wilkinson, royal editor of the Sun newspaper. Now, welcome, Matt. Now, I've already put my cards on the table about this. My belief is that Meghan will never set foot in this country again. This story emanates from the suggestion, I don't know how true, that Harry has applied to rent an apartment in Kensington Palace, and speculation is that this will mean that the gruesome twosome, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, will return to Britain. I'm not buying it. Are you?
I think what the situation is that Harry is homeless in the UK. Okay, the King's taken his.
I thought you were going to say on a general basis. He's got quite a mansion in California.
No, their life is in California. I've been out there recently, and everything's focused on California. But what Harry needs is somewhere just to lay his head when he's over. And you're right, I cannot see Meghan Markle coming back. I don't think she feels welcome. I don't think she is welcome. The family won't make her welcome. I don't think the public want her here. What he has to apply. Okay. It's a really bizarre situation, that his father is the king. They have all these properties, have all these empty castles and stuff like that. He has to apply 30 days in advance to ask, can he stay?
So they can get him together.
The king said, you can come join me at Balmoral, but he couldn't do it because of travel arrangements.
And he ended up in a hotel.
He ended up in a hotel. Now, he's obsessed with security, okay? We know this for the court cases that he's running. He's obsessed with security. So he is, and I believe it to be true, he would like to rent somewhere in Kensington Palace or somewhere. It may be St James's Palace because there's actually rooms that he can stay there. The issue with Kensington Palace is...
I was thinking about if they do the Kardashian show, are they going to have their security on the show?
William's often there.
Show everything.
So he's fed out with his brother when they live next door to each other in Kensington Palace, but William's staff are there. William and Kate and the kids often pop round there. So it's going to be difficult. If he did have permission to rent a place, it would likely be on the condition that they would have to keep the brothers apart. I know William spends a lot of time, obviously, in Windsor, but it's just got to that ridiculous situation. You've made the guy homeless. He wants to come over to... They have no commitments, so he doesn't have to come over for any big event. Their life is in California. He may pop back a couple of charity events like he did earlier this year, but he just needs somewhere to lay his head, somewhere safe, where he feels safe, where his security guards can look after him because he is obsessed with being protected. He just needs somewhere to lay his head. Now, I can see it happening, but I agree with you. I cannot see in a million years Meghan spending much time over here again.
I've got this idea of the grounds of Kensington Palace, divided by a huge barbed wire fence so that the feuding brothers never meet. But it's interesting, isn't it, being a royal?
Imagine feuding brothers. No one's feuding. There's no feud there. It's just him being directed by Meghan, and he made these decisions to do all this stuff. And William can't trust his brother, so the best thing for Harry to do is to stay away from him until he can. I don't think there's anything wrong with that whatsoever. And, if we happen to have to come together, so be it. But, he had a microphone on him at his grandmother's funeral. When he was walking out, I was watching it on POV. Thank you guys for suggesting that channel too. He's good. So it's good. Anyway, he had that mic right there and was fixing. It was just so tacky. And so, no, they can't trust him. I would not. Nope, stay away. They cannot handle themselves. I would not be inviting them to places. I would like, they can't come. Please, don't say that it's happening.
I don't know which hotel Harry ended up. It was only about 3 or 4 weeks ago was when he came over to help present the awards at that children's charity event just before the Invictus Games. Meghan, meanwhile, was over in Germany, wasn't she? Now, I just think I don't know what hotel he stayed at, but it would have been like the penthouse suite, fantastic accommodation. But he found that sort of beneath him, and he wants more than that. Because at first, I believe he asked if he could stay in Frogmore Cottage, and they said no.
Oh.
And then he said, how about Kensington Palace? And they said no. And then they told him, look, you can't just turn up on the Royal Palace doorsteps and say, give us a room, can I have a bed for the night? As you said, Matt, you have to apply 30 days in advance.
No,
seems a bit
his father
strange
said
to
you
me.
can stay
but
here.
that's the system, and he was
didn't
told in
want
no
to.
uncertain terms, Yeah, you didn't obey the rules,
No.
therefore find yourself a hotel. I think it's probably a Premier Inn he stayed in, right? Yeah.
Well, it's not a normal family. Do you know
Got
what I mean?
that right?
It's not like us. We could phone up our aunt and uncle or brother or sister
That's
and
what
say, "Do you have a
someone
room for
told
the
me.
night?" It doesn't function that way. There are many.
He said it's not like that, Letitia. It's not. You don't function that way. You don't call people up and say, "Hey, we're coming to town. Move over. Can I stay with you?" No. It's a whole production. It's a whole plan. It's a whole getting in touch with someone, making sure schedules are good and everything. It is. You just can't just come home. I don't know if he can't come home no more, but it ain't happening. He has, something's up. And I just I had this talk with you guys a long time ago. I'm coming home, Mom, move over. Like she's calling me. Hey, you come when y'all coming to see me? Mom, we were just there a couple of weeks ago. She's so cute. Anyway, I said, we'll be back. And a little bit, oh my gosh, she loves her aunts and her grandma. Okay, I gotta get her up. Okay, this is the end.
The King and William and Harry do not speak. They do not communicate much, but there's loads of staff in between that are making decisions. Now, Charles at that time was in Balmoral, and it was actually a lovely gesture. He said it was the anniversary of the Queen's death. He said, why don't you come up and stay here? And there is a lot of debate as to whether Harry should have accepted it or whether it was an offer that he was never going to be able to accept. But I think if the King's...
Okay, guys, I'm out of here. I hope you enjoyed this one. This one's a little different. Let's see what else.
Then do it. But if he does get a place in London, it would be temporary. And I say it'd just be a brief place, and he'd have to stay away from the rest of his family. It's not like a huge family reunion where the rules are opening their arms and opening Windsor Castle for him to have the run of castles to stay.
Come on in, Harry.
Maybe he could just sort of buy himself a little terraced house in Mile End or something like that, the East End.
He's a grown up with lots of money. Why can't he just go and buy himself a house?
That's a very good idea. Very good.
Wow. He said, listen, he's a grown up. Why don't he just go do whatever he wants to do? This is what he decided to do. This is what Harry wanted to do. They wanted to go off and do their own thing. They made this decision. And now they're coming back, knocking on the door, talking about, we want. I want to stay. Oh, no, okay, you know the rules. You gotta let us know well in advance. But you know what? You can stay here. You can't stay there because that's close to your brother. And he doesn't want anything to do with you right now. No, and like the gentleman said, he says he's a grown man. He knows what he's doing. Harry created this really bad space with him and his family. And the role, Meghan, who cares that she's going to be on the Kardashians? And is she getting a call from King Charles? They're inviting her to the coronation. You know what? The story hasn't been exciting. I mean, it has been, but the coronation was it. Like, it was the build up, just wonderful. And she missed that, But now it's just weird. And I'm like him. They decided to do this. Are they trying to come back? Harry missing his family? It's confusing. No, they still want 1 foot in and 1 foot out. Nope. They have been on so many charities this month, but has it did anything to their popularity? That tells me that they've been canceled to a certain extent. The crowd, she did not have a crowd in New York City. Why? Why was Meghan crowdless? When her brother-in-law came to town, it was red carpet city. They were out there. Where was her squad? Where was her people? I was over there at that channel and they were showing the Invictus, some people hanging outside for the Invictus. And I was thinking, I said, Oh my God. They showed a video, which I thought was interesting, of these little kids running down the street, trying to get a glimpse of Meghan and Harry. I thought it was really nice, but I thought it was over dramatized. I did. But what was interesting about it is I've never seen that photo. I felt like, and then when I did see it, which people should show, no, why don't I show that one? I should show it. Is that you could tell how guarded she is. She's just guarded. Like, I'm so important that don't touch me. And you can't be around me. Security is going to protect me. It's interesting. I would rather get Kim Kardashian's autograph than Meghan's. I really would. I wouldn't get Meghan's autograph, number one, because I would have no need to.
Thought. Now, this time last year, there was much speculation, would Harry and Meghan join the royals for Christmas? That speculation continues this year, but I think we know the answer. It's extremely unlikely, isn't it?
Well, it's extremely unlikely. Last year was no chance because we had Netflix and we had the book just about to come out. What I can say is that although the family don't talk, I do understand that kind of behind the scenes with the teams, in Montecito and the teams in London, there is more of a friendly...
a slight thawing of relations.
Yes, because the Sussexes are whinging less, they're moaning less. No, it's hugely damaging for the
winding their necks in at long last.
And I think in London and in Buckingham Palace, they're kind of appreciating that they are making an effort to not dish the dirt too much and to actually kind of try and move on with their lives. But that Sarah Ferguson went for the first time in like 25 years. She spent Christmas Day at Sandringham last year.
That's some stupid stuff. They just got to doing it. Like, what they didn't just happen. They ain't got nothing else to say.
And because Prince Philip wasn't there. Prince Philip declared that he never wanted to be in the same room as Sarah Ferguson ever again. But after his sad passing, Sarah was welcomed back into the royal fold.
So never say never, but I can't see it happening this year. I mean, last year was the first one after the Queen's sad demise, obviously, so there was a huge amount of family up there this year. I think it will be exactly the same. Charles would love to see his grandchildren, remember? Yeah. He doesn't see his grandchildren, they're across the other side of the Atlantic, so I think Charles would be...
There it is again. Doesn't see his grandkids. He would love to see them. But Harry always comes talking about himself where he's going to sleep. Where are the kids, Harry? They can't see the kids. But they're this wonderful couple. Ooh, that's going to be these superstars. They're going to be the next Kardashians. Oh, okay. I didn't know they had it like that. The Kardashians. I didn't know they could have a crystal ball and turn these two into something other than what we see. Interesting. Sad. Neither side have seen their grandkids. No. For Christy Teigen want to say someone sucks. Oh, it's who suck? But here's the kicker. It's okay for Meghan to get on TV and call the Queen racist. On national TV. But she got a problem with her father saying something about her on TV. You did it? Several times. It's interesting to watch them too, because they do the opposite of everything. Let's put it that way.
I would happily see his grandchildren, but I can't imagine they'll arrive.
Yeah, the way I see it is that Meghan, she doesn't like the British. The British don't like her.
Hi,
she doesn't like the royal family. The royal family don't like her. She doesn't want to come here in a month of Sundays, does she?
She has no life here either, remember?
So?
She has no friends here. She's got a job.
It's not about her. Why does everything have to be about her? Why can it be about the kids? How can it be about King Charles? How come it can't be about the kids seeing their relatives? Why does it have to be about her? Harry, why punish the kids? They didn't do anything wrong. They were just born into it. And now they were born into it, to two worlds, and you're keeping them away from one. Because of your wife. Yeah, Meghan.
In terms of the royal family, apart from maybe Eugenie, that she gets on
Yeah,
quite well,
sure.
she's had friends for life, but she wouldn't feel welcome. She didn't give it long enough, did she? Let's be honest.
They are really doing it. This is why I don't care for her. And like you just said, she didn't give it long enough, did she? No, but she working hard as hell on this brand. At least she was trying and doing.
You know, she wasn't here long enough to actually attempt to fall in love with the country. We did our best to welcome her. We really did on the first couple of years.
We loved her. We loved her.
Exactly.
Say it.
But that didn't last long.
That was very sad for them too. We loved her. She didn't give us enough chance to even fall in love with us. She didn't give it enough time. Ice Cube, she left the building. She wasn't going to change the world. She wasn't going to do that list of things she said she was going to do the other day. But she was writing to the queen and talking about how she was in it. I was going to do everything, all of that stuff. No, you wasn't. No, you were not. You were not going to do that. You were going to do exactly what you're doing right now, self-serving yourself. And those people that said that they loved you, they did, just like I did and most of my subscribers. In the beginning, we were the Sussex team. I knew everything. I was like, oh, the baby and all of this stuff and everything. I followed. I would say nice little things. I would click like, whatever I was a supporter. No. You don't treat people like that. And then just think, oh, okay, they'll be back. They'll be back. What geographic, what group are you trying to get? Because you've managed to alienate every group, even the young. When you told them to sign that NDA, or when you went over there with them Rotten Tomatoes, or when you didn't really give a donation, but was over there talking about a red rug. A red carpet so you could look good when you get on the docu-series and pretend like you were coming to save the kids from something. And showing up somewhere doesn't make you a humanitarian. You're at the Costner, just show her present, special guest. I'm out of here, guys. Kisses. Have a wonderful evening.